Many people enjoyed watching the tightrope walking. The actors' thrilling acrobatic maneuvers always impressed the audience. Today we have come to Hejin City in North China's Shanxi province, where a high-altitude slacklining is about to take place later. Although they look similar, I assure you that the slacklining is very different from any kind of tightrope walking you've ever seen before, as today's performance is on the edge of a cliff overlooking the Yellow River, and the tricks are much more heart-racing and jaw-dropping. Okay, standing next to me is Hejin Yi, multiple prize winner of China's slacklining competition. Mr. He, would you please introduce us what you will be performing today?
Okay, as you can see, we are now standing on the steep cliff and at the edge of the Yellow River, and there you have a slackline road between two cliffs. And later I will walk on the slacklines and perform some of my best tricks.
This is just incredible and sounds terrifying to me. To show you how high we are, please take a look down on the ground and to see how small the trees are. I'm on a glass walkway, but I'm still afraid to look down. But Mr. He is going to perform on the slackline. Mr. He, do you know how high we are now?
This road is about 175 meters from the ground and is 260 meters long, but its width is only 2.5 centimeters, narrower than 2 fingers.
That's about 2 fingers.
Narrow,
right.
yes.
All right, that sounds very dizzy to me. And let's be honest, should we be worried about your safety?
Actually, this spot is safe, and we can see the lights. It have at least 2 independent anchor, and we look at the light. It had the main light and the backup lights. And before the athlete on the light, they will wear the harness and tie the protective knot. And when they on the line and lose the balance and fall, the protective system will save their life.
Okay. And good luck to you today. And Mr. He is going to prepare for his performance. And we will leave him to it.
Oh, nice.
Okay, as we can see now, Mr. He is wearing his protective suits. He's tying some knots and tying the rope. Today the weather is very cold. We can see it's still snowing. I don't know will that affect Mr. He's performance today. And let's wish him good luck. Hejin Yi, a prize winner of multiple national competitions, is about to set his foot on the rope. Now we have invited Yang Bo, a staff member, to introduce the slackline performance to us. Hello, Mr. Yang. The weather is very cold today, and with added snow and wind, would that affect Mr. He's performance? 杨总你好，今天的天气比较冷，同时还伴着雪，而且有些风，这会对这个Hejin Yi先生的表演产生影响吗？
这个呢是户外表演，天气因素对表演者的影响啊还是比较大的，尤其是刮风。如果风力达到5级啊，表演就不得不取消了。
This is an outdoor performance. The impact of the weather is not to be neglected, especially the wind. If the wind power increases to a fresh breeze, the performance will have to stop. Mr. He just mentioned that the slacklining is a sport. For many of our viewers, this is the first time they have been exposed to this sport. Could you tell us more about the slackline? 贺先生刚才提到这是一项运动。对于不少观众来说呢，这都是他们第一次来接触到这项运动，能简单给我们介绍一下这项运动的发展吗？
好的， 这是一种发源于西方国家的运动，它的历史啊已经有几十年了。目前在法国、瑞士、美国等国家非常流行。它的比赛类型分为竞速比赛和花式表演赛。第一种类型通常设置60米或100米的距离，看选手们呀谁先到达终点。第二种类型有些像体操比赛，按照比赛动作的难度、完成度打分，得分高的选手获胜。
This is a sport that originated in Western countries. It has a history spanning several decades and is currently popular in France, Switzerland, the United States, and other countries. The competitions are divided into two categories, racing and freestyle events. The first category usually sets a distance of 60 meters or 100 meters to see who reaches the finish line first. The second type is somewhat like a gymnastics competition, and the scoring is based on the difficulty and whether they have been able to complete their performance. How is the sport developing in China? 这项运动在中国的发展情况如何呢？
这项运动在中国目前还比较小众。以高空扁带为例吧，选手不到50人，但这几年的发展速度啊很快，越来越多人啊正在了解和喜爱上这项运动，这也是啊我们希望看到的。
This sport is relatively small in China. Taking the highline and slackline as an example, there are less than 50 players nationwide. But more and more people have started to understand and fall in love with the sport, which is what we'll hope to see. Okay, Mr. He is gradually moving to the edge of the cliff, and he is about to start the show. Mr. Yang, why is he barefooted on such a cold day? 我们现在这个何先生呢，已经逐渐移动到了悬崖边啊，他也马上要开始表演了。杨总，这么冷的天啊，他呢为什么要光着脚呢？
这个呢是为了获得更好的平衡感。如果穿上袜子或者穿上鞋子的话，皮肤的感受就没那么直接了。
To get a better sense of balance, if he wears socks, the sensation on the skin is not as direct. 能不能给我们剧透一下今天整个表演包含哪些内容呢？
整个表演大约就是内容有坐转720度、背抬、The Nevermind 等，难度啊会从中级到高级。
Okay, Mr. He, the performance is about 15 minutes. It contains the 720 Korean roll, the back bounce, the Nevermind, etc. The difficulty of the movements ranged from intermediate to advanced. Okay, Mr. He is walking slowly towards the middle of the rope. Mr. Yang, what qualities do performers need to perform at such a height? 好的，现在呢，这个何锦逸正在慢慢的向悬崖中间走去啊。杨总在这么高的高度下进行表演，需要表演者具备哪些素质呢？
这个首先要具备过硬的心理素质，这里最重要的就是要克服对高度的恐惧。
One must have a strong psychological quality. The most important thing is to overcome a fear of the heights. Okay, He is holding on to the rope with both hands, supporting his whole body. Mr. Yang, what's the name of this move? 现在举行这个动作叫什么名字呢？
这个动作叫双力臂支撑，它的难度啊属于中等，对表演者的手臂核心力量要求比较高。
This is the handstand, which is moderately difficult and requires the performers to have a relatively high arm and core strength. So how long does it take for a beginner to unlock this move? 练习多久才能做出这个动作呢？
对于初学者的话，大概需要半年时间左右。
It takes about half a year or so. Okay, we can see that Mr. He is slowly moving forward, and he is rocking the rope up and down, and it looks like he's about to show off his next move. Okay, he is now laying on the rope, which is only about 2.5 centimeters wide, and then uses inertia to lift himself upright and then stand on the rope again. This is a gymnastic move and it is obviously more difficult than the former one.
是的，对于扁带表演者来说，他们可以轻松的在扁带上躺下并保持一段时间，在观众们的眼中啊，他们好像能在上面惬意的睡着。
Yes, for the performers, they can easily lie down on the slackline and stay there for a while. And in the eyes of the audience, it seems that they are falling asleep on it. This is utterly breathtaking, and I must remind you that the height of the high line is about 175 meters. Yet the performers are able to perform stunts on it. So, Mr. Yang, is this the first time this kind of performance has been held here? 杨总，我想问一下，那么今年是第一次这种表演在这里举行吗？
其实今年是第2年了，在过年期间，每天都有几千人来这里看表演。今年的4月呢，这里还将举办国际高空扁带的速度挑战赛；6月还将举行这个长度为500米的跨越黄河表演赛。
Actually, this is the second year we have held this game. And it seems that local peoples are very fond of the game, right? 当地人是不是也非常喜欢这种表演呢？
是的，这个当地人啊是非常喜爱这项运动的。
Yes, there were about 4,000 to 5,000 people every day here during the Spring Festival to watch this performance. All right, Mr. He just performed another stunt. What of the name of the stunt? 在我们说话的同时呢，何先生又表演了一个非常惊人的动作。请问这个动作的名字叫什么？
它叫做坐转720度。表演者要坐在扁带上后啊，用手和大腿夹住绳子，然后旋转身体2圈，最后保持直立。这属于一个高难度的动作。
It was called the 720 Korean roll. After sitting on the rope, the performer holds the rope between his hands and sides and then rotates his body 720 degrees and then finally remains upright. This is a very difficult move. Alright, Mr. He is slowly lowering down and he is about to make another move, I believe. Whoa! Mr. He just completed another difficult action, and Mr. Yang, what was that? 刚刚呢，何锦又完成了一个非常难度高的动作，请杨总为我们介绍一下。
刚刚这个动作叫做 The Never Mind。表演者在站立的情况下上下摇晃扁带，用手抓住扁带后啊，主动掉落，在最低点啊，用瞬间的爆发力将自己拉上来，最终再一次站立在绳子上。
That move was called the Never Mind. The performer shakes the rope up and down while standing, grabs the rope with his hands, and falls down voluntarily. At the lowest point, he pulls himself up with an instant of explosive power, and finally stands on the rope again. That one looks even harder. 刚才这个动作看上去难度更高了。
是的，它的难度在于表演者啊要克服瞬间掉落的失重感，并且精确地控制自己的上肢核心。
Watch it! Mr. He just fell off the rope. Is he okay? Performing for so long must pose a great challenge for his body strength. Does he need help now? 他刚刚这个何先生摔落了，他现在需要帮助吗？你觉得？
他需要帮助的时候啊，会给咱们发出信号。目前看来他还不需要。
Thank God. He will send a signal when he needs help. To this point, I don't think he needs any help right now. Yes, he was gripping the rope with his shins, and then he grabbed it with his hands, and oh boy, he ended up hanging upside down on the rope with his toes. I didn't expect him to be able to complete the performance under such circumstance. It seems that he was very confident with his physical strength. All right, Mr. He is coming back from the show, and we will talk to him later. Mr. He has finished his show and coming back. Let's interview him later. And now I have an exciting audience with me now. And hello, how do you feel about watching the show just performed? 感觉这个刚刚看完这个何金修的表演，感觉如何呢？
非常的刺激，这是第一次看这种表演，好几次呢，看他体力不行了，快要掉下去了，但是没想到他还是坚持完成了他的表演，非常的佩服他。
It was so exhilarating. It's the first time that I have been watching this show. There were several times when I was afraid of that he was going to fall down. However, he was able to continue to complete the performance. Especially the last time he fell, we all thought he wouldn't have the strength to continue, but he still completed the performance. I really admire him. Although the weather today is very cold, but Mr. He still managed to finish his performance. Okay, Mr. He, how do you feel today?
Oh, I'm already exhausted, and the weather is cold, and it's challenging for me. But on the line, the landscape is great, and the waterfall is awesome. And fortunately, I'm finally finished the performance and not let the audience down.
Congratulations. I always saw you shaking your hands while walking on the rope. Why did you do that?
Because this sport is demands high upper body strength, and I do that action. Just shaking my hand is to release my arm pain.
To release your arm pain.
Yes.
May I see your palm?
Yes.
Okay, you can see there are lots of lecture marks on Mr. He's hand. So how long have you been in this sport?
More than 5 years. I'm started in 2018 when I met the SLK slatliner Hejin, and I didn't know that it's good for it. I'm good for it, but I got a few national prize. I find the confidence to
You find confidence to keep yourself in this sport, right?
Yes, to keep myself pushing and have the motivation to spread the Olympic speed more faster, higher, and stronger.
Stronger, right? So apart from these awards, what does sport bring to you?
As my favorite friends, Alice Bernard says, I'm walked where the birds are flying. I just love it. It gives me the freedom with when I'm in the highlining.
So at least finally, congratulations, and I wish you good luck and better career in the future.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. With the conclusion of today's performance, our live show is coming to an end. Now is the Chinese Spring Festival of the Year of the Long,